We move on to Europe. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has stated that Russians will increasingly be unable to ignore the war as Ukraine's long Neptune missiles proved effective in overnight strikes on Russian territory. He has called the attacks justified responses to a Russian missile barrage on Kyiv that has killed 6 people in an apartment block. Hours later, authorities said a Russian drone strike on a market in southern Ukraine has killed 2 more people. This is what the Ukrainian president has said.
Працюємо з нашими партнерами, щоб наповнити програму Pearl. Програму, яка дозволяє нам купувати американську зброю. Зокрема, це системи протиповітряної оборони, ракети до них. Особливо важливо в цій програмі ракети для патріотів. Ми готуємо угоду із Грецією по енергетиці, щоб максимально розширити варіанти постачання газу в Україну на цю зиму і в стратегічній перспективі. Домовленості з різними країнами Європи, від Норвегії до Греції, щоб у нашої держави були гарантії забезпечення газом. Я дякую всім партнерам, які нам допомагають. І були сьогодні дуже важливі обговорення з нашими військовими, нашої ракетної програми, її рівня. Довгі Нептуни показали себе сьогодні у далекобійних санкціях проти Росії. Ми щомісяця досягаємо більших результатів з ракетами. Я дякую всім виробникам, дуже вдячний за це, нашим воїнам.
Now for this discussion, we welcome retired Major General Sudhakarji. He's a senior geopolitical and strategic defense expert, joined us live from New Delhi. Thank you very much, Major General Sudhakarji, for joining us again. Good to see you. Sudhakarji, now Major General, looking at this, Ukraine's use of long-range and Neptune military, does it change things in any way does it change the dynamics between these two countries, and what political implication could arise if Ukraine increasingly justifies its cross-border attacks as proportional responses to Russian strikes on civilians?
Good morning, Asoma. Thank you for getting me for your show.
Thank you.
The short answer to your question is yes, it does have a very significant impact. You see, longer the range of weapon systems or the projectiles or the missiles or the drones, larger will be the distance or the depth areas of Russia which are going to be targeted by the kinetic component of Kyiv or Ukraine. Now, if you look back to when the war started, way back in 2022 until now, the conflict has gone through several milestones. Levels of upgradation have taken place based on the distance or the range of a weapon system from say 20 kilometers to 40 to 60 kilometers and 60 to 120, and likewise it has been getting upgraded. Now talking about Neptune, there is no denying the fact what he is claiming, and this unfortunately will lead to escalation of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. At such a time, the criticality is, although is related to the weapon systems and the range, but the criticality is going to be at its worst profile by virtue of the climatic condition, the weather condition. It's almost peak of winter. If these kind of ranged weapons are going to be used by Kyiv, it is not going to give any kind of comfort to Russia. They will not remain silent. They will also retort back. In the recent past, sometime in October, if I respect my memory, Russia also has carried out that nuclear-powered cruise missile, which is called as Burevestnik, traveling almost a distance of 14,000 kilometers and hitting the target. Burevestnik is a nuclear-powered cruise missile which perhaps became a trigger for Donald Trump to give orders to Pentagon to commence the process of the testing of nuclear weapons. Similarly, it was followed by another weapon system called a Poseidon. Poseidon is nothing but these are underwater drones. It's like a torpedo which seeks out the targets and destroys Not many countries in the world have got this capability. So it will be only escalating the range, one. Number two, it will also be escalating on the matrix of the hypersonic, and also be mindful of the fact that there is a weapon system called as Orenshik. Orenshik is a hypersonic traveling at a speed of almost about 10 to 11 Mach. 1 Mach is speed of sound, 11 Mach you can multiply. No radar in the world held by any country can detect the flight or carry out neutralization of this weapon system. They have been deployed in Belarus. So it is unfortunately heading towards a militarization and intensification of the weapon platforms, which ultimately will be dangerous and not in favor of Kyiv. Therefore, it would be better that Zelensky, rather than hyping up the issue, takes a very considered view. You see, tit for tat is applicable up to a level, but beyond that, it is proven beyond doubt that the weapon platform capability in the military industry of Russia is far, far ahead, 5 to 8 times more than that of all the Western alliances countries put together. Back to you, Soma.
Yes, indeed. With that, I would like to thank Major General Sudakarji for sharing that. Please stay with us as we come back to you for our next discussion as well. Now, viewers, we move on to India. At least 9 people were killed and 31 others injured in a devastating